We're going to continue looking at Unit 9 with Lesson 5. Because we've already looked at the UBD with Lesson 1, we're just going to look at the big picture, the simplified scale, and the scope and sequence with this lesson. If you'll see, we're still in the third 9 weeks. You've got Unit 9, one variable equations and inequalities. We just wrapped up Introduction to One-Step Equations through manipulatives, and you notice that continues on throughout that week. And then we have a place here with nothing. That indicates a good time for you to give a quiz or a test on the one-step equations before beginning Lesson 5, which is the Introduction to Inequalities, where students move from equations into inequalities. So let's look at the concepts checklist and see our kid-friendly I can statements. Scroll down, Lesson 5 you will find starts on day 6. Here are your kid-friendly I can statements. I can discuss vocabulary and symbols associated with inequalities. I can translate verbal expressions into inequalities. I can write solution sets to inequalities, and I can apply understanding of solving equations to solving inequality statements. Looking now at our scope and sequence, you notice that Lesson 5 lasts just one day. You've got your Alabama courses study along with your teacher note. It says, in this lesson, students transition from solving equations to writing and understanding vocabulary terms and symbols for inequality statements. The vocabulary and symbols need to be taught first, which includes minimum, maximum, greater than, less than, etc. A common problem that students have is connecting the vocabulary with the wrong symbols. So here you'll see the prerequisites. Again, if they are struggling with any of this, make sure you're pulling that in their bell ringers or in their exit slips. Then we have our materials needed and our presentation strategy. We're going to work through this in training today. You're going to have a notes page, and that's going to be introducing you and the students to the inequality vocabulary and the symbols.